Melbourne have pulled off a dramatic escape in a pulsating Golden Point showdown, surviving a determined South Sydney side in a match that had everything: drama, brilliance, and heartbreak. Ryan Papenhuyzen's clutch field goal in the 84th minute was the difference, snatching a 25-24 win in a game where the Rabbitohs did just about everything right except kick their goals. The Rabbitohs crossed the stripe 5 times, outscoring the Storm in tries. But Latrell Mitchell's struggles from the tee came back to haunt them. 3 missed conversions meant Melbourne, despite scoring only 4 tries, remained in the contest, and when it mattered most, they delivered. Alex Johnston was electric, finishing the night with 4 tries in a vintage performance that further stamped his name into the NRL record books. With 206 career tries, he is now just 6 away from equaling the legendary Ken Irvin's all-time premiership tally. The 4-try haul was also his 16th career hat-trick, equaling a record shared with Irvin and Frank Burge. But for all his brilliance, it was a night that ended in disappointment for the Rabbitohs. Mitchell had a shot at redemption with a long-range field goal as the clock wound down in regulation time. The strike had the distance but not the direction. Golden Point followed, and Melbourne's first field goal attempt was charged down. Yet when the next opportunity came, Papenhuyzen made no mistake, slotting the winner and sparking celebration among Storm fans. It wasn't the prettiest performance from the Storm. Cam Munster summed it up perfectly: "We weren't great tonight, but we still got the win," he said, adding that they started strong but fell away after the opening 10 minutes. But a win is a win, and in Golden Point, it tastes even sweeter. The victory was part of a chaotic day in the NRL that saw 2 major upsets before the Melbourne thriller. Earlier, an understrength Penrith side missing 5 State of Origin players stunned the Warriors in Auckland. The Panthers showed incredible resilience to post a 28-18 victory in enemy territory. In Perth, the Knights pulled off a late heist, with Brodie Jones diving over in the final minute to seal a 26-20 upset win over the Dolphins. Newcastle refused to go away, and when the moment came, they grabbed it. The Dolphins, flying high this season, will now be sweating on the fitness of winger Jack Bostock, who left the field with a suspected ACL injury in his right knee, a potentially season-ending blow. But the night belonged to Melbourne. Their resilience, their belief, and their ability to absorb pressure in the biggest moments again came through. Papenhuyzen, back from a tough run with injury, continues to show he's built for big moments. Jamie Humphreys, speaking for Souths after the game, was visibly disappointed. "I thought it was really gutsy from us," he said. "Just really disappointed. I felt like we really should have come away with that one." He wasn't wrong. The Rabbitohs created chances, defended hard, and ran with purpose. But the scoreboard, the only stat that matters, didn't reflect their effort. Storm coach Craig Bellamy would have been relieved more than thrilled. His side were far from their best, but they found a way. That's been a hallmark of Melbourne's dynasty, winning games even when they're not in full flight. Meanwhile, the Warriors will be scratching their heads after letting one slip at home. The Panthers, blooding fresh faces and playing without their origin stars, looked composed and clinical. Their system again stood up under pressure, and their next man-up mentality proved too much for New Zealand. Knights coach Adam O'Brien would be thrilled with his side's belief. The win over the Dolphins wasn't just about the final try, it was about holding on, staying in the fight, and backing themselves when it mattered most. But back in Sydney, Golden Point heartbreak defined the night. Latrell Mitchell, usually so assured with the boot, will be ruining his misses. On another night, Souths walk away with the win. Instead, they are left with questions and frustration. Alex Johnston's brilliance deserved more. 4 tries, one of the great individual efforts of the season, but no win to show for it. He continues to build a legacy, but legacy doesn't soften the sting of a Golden Point defeat. The match will be remembered not just for the thrilling finish, but for the quality on display. 2 teams trading blows, scoring freely, and leaving it all out there. It also caps off one of the wildest days of the season. 2 huge upsets and a classic to close things out. The NRL rarely disappoints. Melbourne march on. Souths are left to regroup. Penrith reminded everyone why they're champions. Newcastle proved they're a threat. And the Dolphins, well, they'll need to dust themselves off and count the cost. The NRL Live blog has wrapped for the night, but round 16 isn't over. More drama awaits. If today's any indication, fans are in for another rollercoaster. Storm fans will sleep easy. Rabbitohs fans, not so much. But that's rugby league. It's brutal, it's beautiful, and it never fails to deliver.